All right, so we're back. We're going to be doing a series. I don't know exactly how many parts this is going to take just because of the information that is actually in this segment or in this series is actually a little bit more entailed than I initially thought. So this might end up being maybe two more segments. I'm not too sure, maybe one. Regardless, this is The Leader Within You, part two with Joseph Ganchar with Ganchar Enterprise. So without further ado, what we're going to do is just going to try and go through these things, and hopefully it just allows you to see things from a different perspective in the sense of, okay, so rule of thumb, it's not the big things that'll take you out, it's the small things. And you're like, well, what are you talking about? This is what we're going to be talking about. So the leader within you, so the continuation from last week. So regardless of what's going to be happening, right, when you're going through all of these other, like, okay, is this person an influencer, is this a person an implementer? Okay, you got to understand that there's different moving parts when you're leading. But in this segment from last week, we're just going to continue off, so everything is going to be a challenge. So what does that mean? Everything's going to be a challenge. People will always say, my life is difficult, my life is overwhelming, I have this, I have that, I have, and it's just a list, and it's just like, what are you going to do about the list instead of complain about it? Just do something. So when you're at your crossroads, so you're going to see the very first image there. When you're at your crossroads, you got to really assess things and say, okay, what are the outcomes if I approach life this way? What are the outcomes if I approach life that way? What are the outcomes if I do this? You have to be able to stand back, remove emotion, and embrace the options. It's very easy to say, very difficult to do, because if you do not do this, the other option is that everything is going to be comfortable. And what does this mean? Your organization, or maybe it's just you and you're trying to get something off the ground, it will all slowly implode. I guarantee it without a shadow of a doubt. I've seen it multiple times with small, medium, and even large businesses. Small is maybe 0 to 10, medium is 15 to 20. Probably, we'll even stretch it to 50. Big business is 100 plus. Okay, so those are just some ideas that you may want to take into consideration when you're trying to figure out, okay, so what are we trying to do here? Well, you got to be able to adapt and continuously change. Okay, so everything is going to be uphill. There's a challenge, the struggle, the things that cause you to dig deep to get done. So when you're trying to figure things out and you're like, okay, I really don't feel like doing this today. I got a lot of other things to do. I got a lot more productive and effective things that I have to put my hands and my effort to. However, when you're at this crossroads, because you're like, I'm stuck at this point. Why? Because this has to get done now. You cannot let the small things sometimes creep up and then get overly growth in, like weeds or vines or whatever it might be, and then actually choke out what your dream or your vision is. And if you let a lot of these other smaller things get in, then you will get choked out. So that's why you got to dig deep to get things done, because you're going to be fighting against your comfort zone. That's right. So this also applies to small things that you would least expect. Well, what does that mean? The smallest things that I would least expect. It could be even as small as just having a clean, clear workstation. It could also just mean wherever you're actually putting your hands to, whether it be hobby, whether it be studying, whether it be your personal workspace in your office, your facility, your vehicle. If it isn't neat, if it isn't tidy and well organized, I can guarantee you it is just going to be with that extra piece of paper, those pens over there, these whatever statements here, it's all going to pile up, and you're subconsciously going to actually slowly deteriorate. Okay, so that's why it's really important to actually hit up on how to actually set yourself up when it comes to the small things, because everyone can say, okay, I got the big picture. But anyways, that's how that was. So downhill habits are the things that'll cause you to be comfortable and take it easy. Okay, so what does this mean? People always talk about change. People talk about great things. this, that, and whatever. Next thing you know, it's all hot, like it's all washed out. You're like, why? I'm confused. This is disgusting. I did not plan this. What's going on? So if you actually look at this image here, the first one, assess your position, know your crossroads. The second one is, you know what? I'm not satisfied with where I'm at. I got to make some changes. It's going to be difficult, but I can guarantee you exactly what that looks like. It's going to be a journey. That's exactly what it's going to look like. Everyone's journey is different, so you have to embrace that. Then what happens is when you pull out of that and you're able to take the small things and just really dial them in and really push through, you're going to be celebrated. It's just a matter of that fact of that. And that's basically what that bottom picture is basically showing you. You're going to get celebrated. How do you process change? Okay, so if you look here, I got a bit of a futuristic kind of a image here of a woman's face, and then it's looking like lava and everything else. Okay, so you have to understand that no matter how long you've been doing something, if you don't actually reassess it and calibrate it, you're actually going to be like just exactly like this. What's going on? How did this happen? Where are we going? I don't understand the path. I don't understand the journey. And if processing change is difficult for you, that's pretty much what you're going to be looking at. However, if you don't plan ahead, you'll also be looking like the person below, okay? So what's going to happen is for next week is you're going to plan ahead. So you're like, well, what do you mean plan ahead? Well, actually, this is something that we're going to break down each letter. And I'll show you on it. It's a bit of a formula. I'm just going to concentrate on this next week so that when you actually are looking for some type of direction, something to actually move forward with, this will actually probably be one of the most critical tools or resources that you'll need in order to accomplish that. So next week, we're going to go with part 3, and we're just going to continue on that acronym there. So next week, hopefully it'll blow your mind. Yes, blow your mind. Very, very vivid imagery there. But we'll be back here at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Pacific, or Eastern, sorry. And until next time, work hard, stay humble, just don't give up. Whatever you do, it's going to be a journey. It's going to be something else. I know this is a bit of a shorter one, but other ones I went longer. So just embrace it. I just really wanted to segment this to make sure that we can get things going on a complete different segment for next week, and you'll appreciate it. So until next time, bye.